Hello. Thank you for waiting. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I, as per usual, don't have my shit together. But that's okay. Hi, I'm glad to be back. Sorry it was so long. How is everyone? Wait, I need to see you, and I want to hear you as well. Wait. We are here. Hello, Ukraine. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. I feel all right, except I'm gonna just, so you're not wondering, I do have a cold sore. It's a shit thing. It's been part of my life my whole life. And today we have one. So there. Hi, Tino. Hi, everyone. Hi, Behind the Null Moon. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. I need to look at the activity feed, it seems. Hello, hello, hello. Wait. I am not hearing music. I'm gonna fix that because I love the music. As you know, my wonderful Jasmine's music. There we go. Fixed. All right, let's look at the activity feed. Oh, Sundown's Promises. Hi. Back with your sweetness. Back with your eternal sweetness. All right. So Sundown's Promises has gifted subs to the following wonderful users, people. Shower-uppers, humans, I think. Maybe one of you is a bot, and in that case, what a lucky bot. All right, Sundown's Promises has gifted subs to Ex Augustina, Fresas, Fresas con lechecita, to Mizar, to Wolf Test X, to Tandoka, to Domo 34299, to Greenhouse James and Thomas, probably as a result as well. Thank you, Sundown's Promises, and Fav Freya, favorite Freya, and It's Not Marty McFly. Thank you, Sundown's Promises. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope undying. And you're not the only gifter. Let us see. There's others.
Something to take the edge off.
There's others. There's Red Pyramid Head, who gave out a community sub, and I can't see who it's for because I wasn't looking at the chat at the time. But thank you, Red Pyramid Head. Happy days to whoever got it. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope undying. And Phil Drums 87 gave out 5 community sub gifts. Thank you, Phil Drums.
Something to take the edge off.
Thank you, Phil Drums. Was that recent enough for me to see who got them? Yes, it was. And I can see Red Pyramid Heads. It's not that far back. So Dan1 Max got a sub from Red Pyramid Head.
Something to take the edge off.
And Phil Drums, you gave subs to Neck Bromancer, Monkey King 115, Nana Seriously, How Are You 16, Wizard Vic. Thank you. Thank you, Phil Drums. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's hope undying. All right. Oh, and Sundown's Promise is also gifting sub to Bad F Mars and Sparrow Spare. Thank you, Sundown's Promises. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope undying. How is everyone? We need to do a poll. Can we do a poll, please? I want to see how many have seen the film. So the poll is... Actually, I'm curious. I think we should do 4 options. I think we should do, have you seen the film?
Something to take the edge off.
And it's yes, a no, and then a no. No, wait, it's 3 options. It's yes, it's no, but I will see it, or no, and I won't see it. I think those are the options we want. We need to talk about the movie, guys. I brought popcorn. And I brought some paper with a little heart on it by accident. That's me making, I was making a little wand, a magic wand for my kid. Oh, you were able to watch it yesterday. Great. Okay, wait. Oh my gosh. Sundance Promises. You gifted a sub. You gifted a sub to my husband. That's really sweet. I bet he's thrilled. I don't know if he's watching. I offered him to join because he went to see the movie with me because my friend couldn't make it in the end.
I've missed you.
But he was in his underpants, so he bowed out. No, my husband is not Grump Potato. My husband is Kaffeekarl23. Kaffeekarl means coffee man. Oh, and Slap Happy Mira gave out 5 community sub gifts. Guys, that's a lot of giving. And there's hearts. There's hearts. There's hearts around the giving. I don't know how you did that, but it's cool. Oh, the poll. Oh my God, if you haven't answered the poll, it's going to run out. Quick. Okay. We have answers on the poll. Slap Happy Mira gifted subs to Prinipi, Hidazus, Pluto Driver, Social Outcast, and Run Riot 13. Thank you, Mira. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to hope one day. Oh, and yes, no, Grump Potato. That would be cool if I were married to Grump Potato. That's a good name. But thank you, Sundance Promises, also for gifting a sub to Grump Potato. And Michiko resubscribed for 3 months. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to hope one day. And Cheesy Chicken gifted a sub to the Ricks. What goes around comes back around. Thank you. Thank you, Cheesy Chicken. And yay, the Ricks. Okay, let's see the poll results. Yes was 47%. Can I see more of the results? I can only see the winner? Oh. I didn't see the other, like, how many people, like, does anybody... It's broken. I want to know, did anyone see, like, what was the split in the no's? Like, how many people said no, but I will see it, versus how many people said no, I won't see it. Run it again. 30% something said no,
Something to take
but
the edge
won't. Okay. 26. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, so not very many people voted. 17 people said no, but will see it, and 11 people said just no and won't see it. All right, great. I think that's good enough. Sugar Blight gifted a sub to iBun 3 times 3. Thank you, Sugar Blight. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope one day. All right. Now, do you want to see the thing that I made? I made like a spoiler tag. I mean, we all know how incredibly gifted I am in many ways.
Something to take the edge off.
But I bet you didn't realize graphic design was one of those ways. Check it out. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Right? Do we like it here? There we go. I mean, I'll take it off right now because we haven't started. Maybe we'll start general and then we'll put it back on, but you know, it's pretty good. I do think maybe the pink was a dumb idea because it kind of blends in. I'll have to put it over my face. Or just like do this as we talk, like the whole time. Like make it bounce around. I might do that. Or just leave it here. Give that lady a job as a graphic designer, I say. Oh. It's like the DVD sign. I don't know what that means. Like a DVD screen. Yes! You're right. That's what the DVD screensaver did. I forgot. Boing, 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 boing. Okay, great. We could have endless fun. Endless fun. Wait, I think Sundance Promises gifted more subs. Sundance Promises. Thank you. 10 community subs. Ping pong. And people, you love my graphic design so much that I have to scroll up to see Who got them? Raptorska, Vetis, Ultra Hussy, Hellflower, IAFW Static, Ampar, Eddie, Scooter, 888000, Cyber Sparky 30, Kazool. Thank you, Sundowns Promises. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to hope undying. Now, Sundowns Promises, very generous, very kind. Thank you. Haven't seen the movie, but I got the novel already. There's a novel? Hello, General Tullius. Okay, should we do this? Should we chat about the film? Bad F Mars, what does it mean, or what does it do? Okay, so you were gifted a sub, and that means that for the next month, you won't see ads. So like, Twitch will automatically roll ads every hour for 3 minutes whilst I am streaming. But if you're subscribed, you don't see them. You just keep watching what I'm doing, and you can use more emotes. I think those are the main things. Rip the Band-Aid off. Okay. Just Gamers 101 subscribed. Thank you, Just Gamers. Listen, I want to write down things. Okay, wait. We're going to start talking about the film. Before we start, and this is spoiler free, I want to tell you all that I think we will not have the same opinion on many things, which I think is fun. I took great care to avoid seeing what like other people were saying about it. I didn't read any reviews. If I saw that people were posting opinions, I steered clear because I wanted to keep my impressions fresh so that we could have a more dynamic discussion. I didn't want to accidentally read a review and be like, oh yeah, that's actually a really good point, and thus kind of have the same opinion as everyone else. But from what I know about the love of the story of Silent Hill 2, I can foresee there being a lot of mixed emotions about a lot of choices there. And I think it'll be interesting to discuss. Did I watch the trailer beforehand? No, wait, I did. Ages ago, in November, I watched the trailer. I take that back. I did watch the trailer. You did the same thing? Great. Yes. Okay, so there'll be a few of us who are coming in fresh. Then, I also want to say something, and this is now going to sound like an art school classroom. Wait, I need a pillow to sit on. I don't know, there's something about the way I set up here, which means that I always feel like I'm sitting a little bit too low. There. Hey, Bucket Josh. Okay. So, what I want to say, let's see if we can frame this. There. What I want to say is that a work of art, whatever it is, be it a painting, a novel, a film, street performance, a dance, music, audio, anything. Open, share, choo-choo. The artwork is always a combination of the work itself and the perceiver, So it's you mix bleach with different things and you get different chemical weapons, right? So if you watch a film and I watch a film and we've had different lives, or we're just in different moments in our life, or we're different people with different brains, the result, the final recipe of the artwork will be different. So there is no one truth about a work of art. There's many. Okay. What a great analogy. The bleach one. Okay. What else do I want to say that's completely spoiler free before I put the spoiler tag up? Different people, different opinions. I think, there's one more thing I want to say that's spoiler free, which is, I don't know. if the joke made it across, but my post on Instagram stories about me getting a private screening, it was just because the only time I could see it was at 10:15 a.m. at a mall in London. And who was going to see a horror film at 10:15 a.m. On a weekday? So, hello, Mr. Yes, he's telling me to tell you guys that we went to the cinema at 10:15. Ace, you were gifted a sub by Sundance Promises without them knowing that you're my husband. It was just generosity. Yeah. I thought you were serious. Oh, no. Well, I feel like... I just thought it was funny. Buzzing. Yay, he's buzzing. He's the only VIP because I wanted to test the VIP thing. But then I felt weird about like picking VIPs. And so it just ended there. So he's got a VIP sign. We believed you. I'm sorry. It wasn't... I paid for my tickets. But yeah, we did have the theater to ourselves and it was really nice. It was really nice. And also my pose wasn't supposed to be a face palm. I was trying to catch, which I didn't. I ran and he was about to touch his face on the screen and I was gonna like be touching my face at the same time. But I missed the timing. I was too late, you know. Husband being the only VIP makes sense. Well, he does earn it. Wait, we did have the theater to ourselves. So nice. I want to show you my drink of the day. It's a new one. And I feel like I will definitely... Oh, ignore. I will lose a follower or 10 or 100. I don't know how many followers I'll lose because of this drink. But this is it. Can anyone guess what this is? Oh, Tronoxide. It's sparkling water again with Coca-Cola in it. This is like 5% Coca-Cola. I know. I'm sorry. I like the taste, but like it's so syrupy. That's a choice. Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't. I have no defense. Seems like something you would find in Silent Hill. Nobody's impressed. I know. It's nice. It's nice. Just believe me. Why not just drink Coke? Well, Siri XD, what a good question. So I used to be like a Coke Zero addict. Like I drank Coke Zero a lot. And then in my early 20s, I was feeling political and I was like, I'm not going to support any conglomerate. So I'm going to stop drinking Coke Zero. And then I couldn't. And mind you, I'd already like quit meat, I'd quit chicken, I'd quit dairy, I'd become vegan. All of those, fine. But I kept like falling off the Coke Zero wagon. And then I was like, oh, this is scary. Oh, you know. And then one day I was drinking like my third massive glass of undiluted Coke Zero. And I was walking away and I glanced, like I saw the bottle as I was walking away and the bottle said 0 calories. And then I looked at my glass and I couldn't see through it. And then I was like, what am I drinking? What is this? And that finally worked for me and I was able to put the glass down. So in a way, this is danger zone. Like I shouldn't be doing this. It's a gateway drug. It's difficult to quit sugar. Yes, I have not done that at all. I've never done that. I haven't talked about the movie. No, shit. Sorry. Thanks for Louisa. I get sidetracked. Okay. Wait, there's so many things we have to do. I've just realized because I was hydrating that I've got requests that I've got to I've got to answer to. Wait. Okay, Sometimes Promises gifted subs to DKELLER and Winchester 2212. Thank you, Sometimes Promises. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to hope undying. You're very lovely. Very, very lovely. Okay. I feel like I saw a poem request as we were starting. Yes, Janko 001. I'm sorry. You've waited 22 minutes. Okay. What's good, YouTube? Oblivion Radio is aware of you, YouTube. As are we all now. Thank you, Oblivion Radio. Hi, YouTube. Okay. Hi, Rolandes. Thank you. Okay. We have a poem. I'm going to transition with a poem to talking about the film. Are we ready? It was hard to find the time to man myself up to see the film. But then a decision was made, and it was fine. I didn't even have to wait in line. And what is more, I got a private show. And now, I wonder if some of you know that I had a good time. I will go into more detail in a bit. But before we do that, we'll need the spoiler tag on. This poem's a bit shit, but that's fine. You guys know, they're not always on. Today, I'm not being creative. We're being chatty. We're talking about art, not making it. And who knows, maybe I'll fart again. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? All right. I will count thrice, and then the tag will be up. And then it is time to sup on the film. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Let's start the show. Thank you. All right. Tag is up, everyone. I'm gonna hydrate for Phoenix Quill. Sorry. And thank you, Louisa. Can I name your new fish? It's a green fish. Can be male or female. No one knows the gender. I ask special people to me to name my fishes. I would love to name your fish. Remind me again at the later on, because we need to get started on this chat and I need to think about it. But it's probably going to be connected to the film somehow. My first thought is that the fish should be called Moth Mary. How about that? Yes, Carrot Carrillo. Carrot Carrillo says, I enjoyed the movie, please don't kill me. So I too enjoyed the movie. I will say, like watching a movie, green fish, blue fish, red fish. Watching a movie, like in general, especially when you don't know what it's going to be about, which we kind of did with this one. But like, I feel like, and sorry, welcome to another analogy, but I kind of feel like it's, I'm going to witness somebody's handiwork. And let's say it's a piece of clothing. I just know somebody made a piece of clothing. And I start with like a zoom in on like one of the sutures, you know. I just see like thread and material. I'm so close to it. And then like we slowly move along and I just see stitching, and like it's not until much later on that I've moved across a lot of the article that I'm like, okay, there's a sleeve there. Like it's so close that you don't get an idea of the whole thing until towards the end. And so this is why I never think I'll be a director, because it's such a wild task to stitch well in cinema, because you have to, like, on the day, like, the angles, the lighting, the words, the how everything flows, you need to decide it beforehand. You need to execute it on the day in space, understanding how the frames will go together, and then, like, months later you like put it all together and you complete it. It's beyond me. And I feel like the stitch work, like, was choppy to begin with, and then it got better. But maybe that's because at the very beginning, all you can see is the stitch work, because you don't know exactly where it's going to go yet. I wish I'd seen it without knowing the story. It would have been a wild experience. My husband's still here. That's sweet. James's actor without the wig looks more like James than he did in the movie. Okay, so thank you, Mira, for saying it's a great analogy. Honestly, it makes me happy you enjoyed it. I've loved hearing everyone's different views on it. I think that is what is beautiful about film in general, that everybody has their own view on it. When they showed a bunch of pictures from the movie, I thought, you were in it? Oh, well, that's a compliment. She's gorgeous. And I realized it wasn't you. It was someone who looked a bit like you, or maybe some of the scenes or pictures, especially in the role of Angela. I love the atmosphere, but not the plot changes and such. So I think, for me, I was not bothered. And this is where I think I'll differ from a lot of Silent Hill fans. Like, I didn't think I was going to go see a tribute. Or maybe, I don't know. But, like, this clearly wasn't, like, if we imagine it was a musician, like, redoing somebody's music. It's not a tribute, it's not a cover, it's a remix. Like, it's very clearly a remix. And I think trying to tell any story in 2 hours is insane, you know, and trying to tell 3 stories in 2 hours is even harder. And so, like, I understand the choice of, like, going, okay, we'll give Eddie a nod, and then Mary's sickness will be abuse. And in that way, we get the story of Mary and James, but it's kind of Angela, you know? I don't think that's a wild choice. I think that makes sense. I understand that, like, it's going to make some people sad because they just want to love Angela as Angela and then Mary as Mary. But, like, I think it's a fair choice to make, to try to do that remix, you know? The monsters were awesome, yes. Yes, I'm a big defender of the film, yet remained hesitant throughout the film as much as I was going in, yeah. My issue is that it was advertised as faithful. Oh, was it? Well, I didn't know that. I'm so sad I'm at work right now with the stream muted because I can't listen. I'm recording it. I'll put it on Haru Likes Things. I'll put it on YouTube. Somebody tell Haru in chat that I'll put it on YouTube. You think it's kind of disrespectful to Angela's character? Because we miss out on the point where she takes revenge. Because I feel like Mary was Angela. She wasn't Mary. Like, this is a story where, like, we see somebody who was abused from childhood, and then they, like, their life is kind of taken away from them through the abuse, and the sickness is the abuse. The sickness is caused by the abuse. Was it cool seeing Evie Templeton play Laura in the film? Of course. Her traumas were real and she deserved her own plotline. Yeah. Well, I think her plotline was there. And I think, like, it was her plotline and not Mary's plotline. If that makes sense? Like, I didn't see a plotline of a woman who had a beautiful life and then became sick for 3 years before dying. This was Angela. Angela's change made me really upset. Felt like her story meant nothing and just a pawn in the story rather than her own character. Yeah, so I see a lot of people saying that. I really did not see, I felt like Angela became the main character, or like, besides James. It was Angela, it wasn't Mary. Under 2 hours is way too short to adapt Silent Hill too faithfully. Yes, should have been a TV show. I think this is why TV has become so popular. The movie seemed like it'd benefit from maybe 30 more minutes, but still it's hard to tell a story from a game as a movie and keep it 100% faithful. Some stories start as games for a reason. Well, I didn't even like I didn't know that they were trying to be 100% faithful. I think that sounds strange that they advertised it as that. Oh, sorry, battery. Yeah, I think it's weird that they advertised it as 100% faithful because it really felt like a remix, I didn't have a problem with it because Angela and Mary are the same person in the movie. The character is fully formed. Well, I didn't even think Mary was there it was Angela with Mary's name. The abuse was, instead of being a dad and a brother, it was a dad and a cult. I think that was also a tall order. I understand why they did it because, so in the game, I think I get the feeling that James managed to be there for Mary until he couldn't do it anymore, and he failed her, and he chose himself, in a moment of overwhelm or something. And in the film, I saw it as reversed, where he failed to be, he was so disgusted at what was happening, and he centered himself in it, and he failed to be there for her. And he failed her until the very end, where she asks him to end her life, which, is also different. And then he finally is there for her. So that was reversed. What do I think of the ending? I thought the ending was beautiful. It was bliss. It was in water bliss with a sprinkle of leave, but mostly bliss, which I thought was fitting. I tried to look for Mary at the movie theater, but couldn't find her. More popcorn for me than, well, in the film or at the movie theater itself. Because I kind of think Mary, the original Mary was much less in the film than Angela. Angela was the main character, in my opinion. I feel Maria was underutilized in the film. She was just there and then died. Yeah, I think that, again, goes to the, I think most of us have been through some form of education. And most forms of education will ask you to write essays. And I remember this being drilled into our heads at school, being narrow down your subject. Narrow it down. You cannot cover World War I in a 5-page essay. Narrow. The amount of pages you have should tell you how incredibly narrow the subject needs to be. And I think that was an issue here where you there's a lot of things and not very much time to do them all justice. And Maria, naturally kind of, couldn't die as many times and and such. Actually, making James the good guy is missing the entire point of the story. Did you think he was the good guy? I thought he was he really failed her. He witnessed what she was going through, and he recoiled in disgust, and instead of stepping in and helping her, he rejected her, which I thought was incredibly horrible. Yes, the actress, I thought the actress was great. I wonder, was the decision with Angela a creative one or partially a budget one to avoid casting another actress? I don't think it was a budget one. I think maybe like what I saw from this was that whoever wrote the script, I don't know if it was the director or somebody else. I didn't check. I should have checked. Lena, thank you for asking me to hydrate. So the way I saw it was that whoever rewrote the story was more intrigued by Angela's storyline than Mary's, and saw them as an opportunity to tell Angela's story but using the original story of Silent Hill 2, you know? And I think the symbology of him seeing them as different people speaks to how he wanted just some parts of his spouse and not all of the parts, you know, and a call back to at the beginning when she says there are things about me you haven't seen, really bad things, and he's like, I gotcha, it'll be great. And then he absolutely doesn't. He fails her immediately. Let's see. Have you all heard Gans say that the plush Laura is holding represents the fetus Mary aborted? This fetus was conceived by Mary's father after he raped her. Gans said he decided to cut this part since he didn't have time to develop this part of the story. I mean, yeah, and I think that applies to, could have applied to more things. There wasn't really, sorry, I'm trying to put the spoilers there. There wasn't really time to develop everything. And I get the idea of adding the cult to try to boil the abuse more and make it more revolting to James so that he fails her more grandly, and he's using an ingredient from the Silent Hill universe. It's I understand that idea, but then again, time constraints, or just, I don't know, maybe also so we have to remember that I'm not a horror gal. I haven't seen very many horror films. So the horror aspect to me, and I'm actually curious what it feels like to you guys, because you guys probably have consumed more horror than I have. All the heating up and making it more of a horror thing, the horror tropes. Was that was it effective for you guys? Avatar was 3 hours of the same story. They can make Silent Hill 3 hours and tell Mary and Angela and Laura's story separately. I think 3 hours, I don't know. I'm not, again, I think they aborted Mary's. I don't think they skipped Angela's story in any way. No tension, everything was spelled out. I think separating the game from the movie is the best way to enjoy most adaptations. As a horror film, it wasn't a very good one, sadly. It didn't really aim to be scary in its directing and writing choices, in my opinion. I found it distasteful and shockingly the idea that the baby was supposed to be... what the baby was supposed to represent and how it was like a prop. I wonder if it's true that apparently Konami intervened and told Gans to make changes to the movie script because they apparently said the movie should be identical to the game. Hi, Teak. It's interesting to see how many people hated the movie when you go to the Silent Hill subreddit and how many actually found things to like and love when you look elsewhere. Yes, we can have... So, in acting school, we were taught to discuss things by saying, here's what I liked and here's what I didn't understand. And for me, things I liked were I loved Moth Mary. Beautiful monster. I also thought the Spider Mary monster was beautiful. And I loved the endings. Or the ending. I thought like ending with bliss was nice. And it gave me like that feeling that you should get when a movie ends. Like the, you know. And I guess I didn't understand the horror tropes or like how they... Like I understood the presence of horror to do with his mental state. But like when it went like more overt, I kind of I guessed that was more to like satisfy the horror fans, you know? But I didn't see how that was necessary for the story all of the time, you know? I think the film did a lot of telling and not enough showing. What's McDear's confirming? He said it during the premiere in Lyon. I still had a nice time with my boyfriend watching it despite some of its issues. The popcorn was good. We had a great time. Yes, well, some of the jump scares and also like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it broke for me the feeling of the story because it was going like, and horror film, and then like it kept telling the story. But I think again that's my lack of exposure to horror, maybe, because I have this idea that there are people out there who love horror tropes, you know. Maybe tropes isn't the right word. It's a hard balancing act. Hello, Donnie Darko. What did you miss this time? We're just chatting about the film. Haha, save, goddammit. I don't have the game open. If we're gonna play the game, I think we'll need to wait while I set it up. You're late. Oh no, someone Christ. Better late than never. So I think this is again like going back to like we're all going to experience it differently because we're different people. But it does surprise me that people think Angela's story wasn't told. Because Angela's story was told, she was just called Mary, you know? Never forget that Gans gender swapped the protagonist in the first film because he considered Harry too feminine because he cared about his child and was somewhat scared of the monsters. I would not trust him to write a decent female or male character. You can always find something that you like, but from a ready story, they made a flat thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I haven't seen any of the other films. I think, yeah, for me, it was the horror tropes didn't click. And the stitching sometimes was rough around the edges. Particularly towards the beginning. And that's a thing that you can't fix and edit. And this is why I will never be a director, because it baffles me how these things can be like so thoroughly planned ahead of time. But like, yeah. Did you see that they made an official novelization for the new movie? No, somebody just said they were reading it. Literally sat here listening like it's a video essay. I'm loving it. Oh, I'm glad Sundance Promises. I wonder why Laura in the movie was able to see the monsters and made to look creepy. So I'd seen this like Laura looking creepy thing before, but then I watched the movie and I realized that everybody looks creepy. Like as soon as they're in Silent Hill, like really quickly, like we see him enter the town and like boom, like the color grading is very, very different. And he's got like his face, like the heavy circles under his eyes, like it happens really fast. Like the makeup, like for him, James, happens really fast. So it seemed more like an overlay on the town rather than like Laura's a ghost to me. Mary Angela Laura Crane is insane. Why? I'm curious. Like, I want to hear more. I want to hear more on that. I want to hear more on why you feel like it's insane. Hi, the Discord server. I don't know if it's public, but there's going to be... yeah, there's a link, pinned comment with a link. I don't think it's that insane. I know people with multiple names. Okay. Mary Angela Laura Crane is an old fan theory going back to 2001, so it's not a new thing. Wait, I'm trying to see if anybody... It's fun to listen and read everyone's opinions. I feel like I've seen so much negative backlash, and it's refreshing to hear some positive or just nuanced opinions like this. Yes. Well, okay. Oh, it's a shame I've been cutting down on my alcohol usage because I struggled watching it sober. Well, I feel like if you're cutting down on your alcohol usage, you're going to struggle to do everything sober for a bit, but then it's going to get better. Good for you. If that's something that you feel is right for you. I support ya. Without pressure. Gonna put this on the big screen at work and force everyone to watch after they see the movie. High work. Okay. The movie treats the audience like they're stupid. I literally laughed at the scene where Pyramid Head kills Maria. James says he doesn't need her anymore. Then there's a zoom in to show that it's James behind the pyramid. But hey, if you still didn't get it, there's another flashback of James literally painting a red triangle onto his auto-portrait. Yeah. No, I can get with that. I do think, like, some things were said loudly or clearly. I'd say it feels insane to people because those characters don't really feel like their own characters. Yes, no, those characters... Yes, exactly. They chose to just tell one story. And I feel like they chose Angela and James. Because those characters don't really feel like their own characters, but just part of another character. So their stories could be seen as less serious, I guess. So yeah, we're losing Laura and Mary in a way. But I feel like Mary's story was just she was with somebody who she loved, and then she got sick, and he was unable to be there for her in the end. And that story, like, is very easily part of Angela's story, like the way they've made Angela's story into Mary's story. So I feel like those two boxes are ticked. But Laura, the child who, like, doesn't have parents and is in a hospital, yeah. Like, and loses her mother figure and looks for her. Like, yeah, that doesn't... There's no... Like, they didn't have space for that. As they didn't have space for Addie, really. Which I think is, like, gonna happen in a film that's just doesn't have enough minutes. I think the characters can have overlapping themes or traits that purposely mirror each other without them being the same person. I honestly like that Gans made some of those parallels a bit more literal to introduce people to some of those existing artistic parallels. I went with a cousin who has never played any of the games, and they really enjoyed the film. Yeah. I mean, I did think, I was curious, like, as I was watching it, how it would hit for people who don't know the story. When not comparing to Silent Hill 2, the end, death scene, and the Moth Mary scene are sad, beautiful on their own. Yes, I loved that. I loved those two. Had me crying like crazy the second time. Yeah, I was a fan of the end. And Moth Mary was beautiful. Oh, Sundance Promise is gifting a sub to Haru Likes Things. I like that about you, Haru. I don't know you, but liking things is nice. Thank you, Sundance Promises. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope on dying. He's a big crack. What I didn't understand about Mary is that, girl, get out of there. James is telling you to leave. So why stay there when you wanted to leave in the first place? Why stay now? It's an inconsistency in the story. So this is like a nitpick that I actually also had. I feel like not exactly what you said, but like a related nitpick, which is like you have to take time with your setup, and the setup felt rushed. Like they needed to just give themselves 10 more minutes at the start, maybe even just 5. But like even the original scene, like the opening scene when they're meeting at the lookout, like the bus like coming down and her like jumping in front of it and waving it down instead of just going like, hey, that's my bus, and the bus stopping and immediately beeping at her, like even though she's a passenger who's getting on. Like I feel like that felt, and this is like why I was talking about you're looking at the stitches first. That's all you can see because you're so zoomed in. You don't know where the film's going to go. So it's more like there's a higher bar that you need to meet at the very beginning of a film. And I feel like that whole thing could have been told more connectedly if they gave it a few more minutes. If they like if the bus was already there and she just jumped to the toilet and like the bus was already beeping that they were going to leave, and then her bags are all over the place and she already felt like she was inconveniencing the bus, you know. But I think her choosing to stay, I think that's a common thing for people who know nothing but their abusers, you know. Let's see. How would I rate the movie out of 10? Like closer to 10, extremely enjoyable, or like closer to 1, not worth anyone's time, or maybe around 5, short, but nothing amazing. I don't know. You know, I'm not a big rater. I don't know. I kind of don't wanna. I think it's unfair. I think like a lot of love and work went into it. So it would be like I don't want to disrespect that by like decreasing it to a number on a scale of 1 to 10. And similarly, like people have like a lot of feelings connected to this, and I don't want to diminish their feelings either to a number on the scale of 1 to 10, if that makes sense. If I met Hannah Emily Anderson, movie Mary Maria Angela, what would you say or ask her? I would probably ask her how she feels. Like, it's like doing a project like this, and like I think they like both did things in this film that I was like, that's pretty darn good. Like they both had moments that I was like, I don't think I could do that. That was gorgeous, you know? And I think like speaking from experience, like stepping into a project as a performer, you have no control over the final product. You throw yourself in, you give it all you got. And then I guess I would ask her how she feels about it, just because I know now that there's like mixed feelings that people are having about it. And I hope that she can still feel good about her contribution. The change to girlfriend was an odd choice. Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe that's because we needed to be there for him to find, like, when he finds out about, like, they surely wouldn't get married without him finding out about the cult aspect of her life and the abuse. Like, that's something that happens before you get married. And that was the disease, and we needed to, like, the story that was being told was his failure to be there for her. Honestly, the best part of her turn was that 5-second shot of Maria smoking a cigarette completely unbothered. Yeah. She was good. Ads in a minute. Oh no. Okay. We're gonna do ads in a minute. I'm gonna use that time to blow my nose. I really have to blow my nose. And then like I'll put on Be Right Back. And then I'll come back and we'll like eat popcorn until ads are over. Hannah is perfect for me as Mary. It's a shame the script doesn't match because for me, her involvement in the cult makes her lose that angelic quality that made Mary so kind. I'm good in the original and the remake. Here they make her look like a monster. I thought she looked very kind and good, and she was like, the way I saw it, not a monster, but a victim.
I've missed you too.
Oh, ads. Okay. We'll keep talking later. Ads have started. Or ads are starting. Clear your sinuses, girly. Yes, I will. As soon as ads say they've started. Sorry. I'm gonna throw on the Be Right Back. So that we're at maximum use of ad time. I'm not gonna read any more comments out of fear. Oh, Lemon Cough resubscribed for 3 months. Thank you, Lemon Cough. Hi. Thank you for the vote of confidence. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to hope undying. Ads are taking a while to start. Adding the cult was a mistake because it wasn't fleshed out well. I meant James and Mary could not get married, which in my opinion did not really make me care for them as a couple. Guns could have chosen the cancer route and developed that instead. Buff Maria coming now. 3, 2, 1.
pretending, so they can't see that something's happening.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Welcome. Hi. Who else blew their nose? Unrelated question, do you think my Silent Hill 2 remake is a smoker? You're talking about Maria in Silent Hill 2 remake? No. I don't think she smokes. But I do think she indulges in like small doses of all kinds of narcotics. What was my opinion from Angela's scenes in the movie? All right, so I'm gonna say this again. The way I saw it, Mary is Angela. Like not as in like, she's Mary and Laura and Angela. I'm saying Christoph chose, that's how I say his name, right? He chose to tell the story of Angela in Mary's place. It wasn't cancer or any type of other horrible disease. It was Angela's story. That was the disease. And that was the disease that James failed to be there for her in. And I think that is a more interesting choice. I think that's a more interesting story to tell. So I get that. I get that he decided to go for Angela's story as the main thing. Over Maria's. Because I just feel like failing to be there for somebody because you're disgusted with the abuse that they're enduring is such horror. You know, and failing to be there for somebody because they're going through cancer is also hard, but like the other thing is more horror, I think. We Maria stands are devastated because she doesn't smoke or because she wasn't in the movie enough. She came, she served, she died. Did you notice how Mary's dress was white butterflies when James met her, fell in love, but later, after he knew about her past cult, the same dress was black from there on, including the Angela AD scene, until the Moth Mary end, and it was white again. I did not notice that. I noticed, like, I remembered the black dress, because that was quite highlighted. Because that's, like, I guess, like, his recollection of how he failed to be there for her. Like, how he rejected her as soon as he saw the extent of the trouble she was in. Would OG Maria, Remake Maria, and Movie Maria be besties if they met? I think OG Maria... Wait, I'm gonna add... if I'm just going off of the OG Silent Hill 2, like, OG Maria in that doesn't give a fuck. She's like... whatever. Like, I don't think she'd want to hang out with the other Marias. But in Born from a Wish, she does seem like more personable. Which Maria has the best fashion? I quite liked the OG outfit with the big coat over it. I thought that was a good vibe in the film. You think all the Marias would queen out together? I like that. OG Maria just likes to shrimp and probably smoke cigarettes. Yes, OG Maria smokes. Definitely. What do we think of Return Maria? I liked her. I don't think he was disgusted, but it's self-shocking. It's definitely shocking. And I mean, how do you deal with someone being in such an absolute cult? That's why the change to a girlfriend makes even less sense. I feel like him leaving if they were married would be bad, but if it's just a girlfriend, I mean, I think many people would make the same choice. I think it wasn't... it's not just that he left. First of all, many people never get married. Many people are in long-term relationships and are just as committed as if they were married. They just don't do the marriage part. So I don't think that automatically disqualifies the partnership. I think it's not just that he left, but it's how he left. It's the fact that he gave her one split second to like immediately denounce everything she's known, which is like all of her family, even though they are her abusers. Like, that's a really tall order. And then he does it in like a really disgusted way, where like he doesn't give her arms to run into. He doesn't, like, if he gave up and left after trying to root her out of this horrible abusive situation for years, like, maybe, but the way he did it, where he's like, he saw it, he was angry at her, like, he was so victim blamey. He was angry at her, he was disgusted by her, and when she was like scared and confused and, you know, obviously also like wanting out, he just shut the door and like chose his own disgust over like potentially rescuing the woman that he loved. Like, I don't think it matters whether they were married or not. That's horrible. Many people can't marry as well. Exactly. Maria got a cool red jacket in the remake. Now she's got a fur coat too. Yes, I like the coat. It looked good. Here James literally kills Maria by himself. Yeah. I suppose he does. Yeah, I can relate to that sad breakup scene. As I was in a cult for 3 years, it's not easy to leave that. And it was tragic she was left alone. Exactly. She was feeling disgusted, was accurate to her feelings. James was a monster in a different way and returned to Silent Hill. I agree. I think in a bigger way. I feel like this, like he could, like, in Silent Hill 2, he couldn't have saved her. There was nothing he could have done. But in Return to Silent Hill, he could have saved her. He could have also like run back after he failed her and been like, okay, actually, let's get you out of here. Like, he had ample chance to save her in Return to Silent Hill. And he didn't. And in the end, it was too late. And then he did step up to the plate and like did what she asked him to. But that was also on him. Like, he did, like, by failing to save her, he you know, he was partly responsible. Not entirely responsible, obviously. The abusers are the main issue here. James out here summoning Pyramid Head like he was Pokemon or something. But the reveal was cool. The way he yelled at her like that, so uncalled for. He promised her, she told him and warned him, but he said he could handle it. Yes, and then he absolutely didn't. I agree, Haru. My Neighbor Totoro? Isn't there a Haru in My Neighbor Totoro? To me, James in the movie isn't like he is in the game. Selfless, egotistical, or anything like that. So what sense of guilt does he have that makes him go there? It doesn't make sense. I think a lot of people who act in ways that make us feel they don't have the intelligence to realize how they're being assholes, you know, it's like people who always center themselves and like prioritize themselves over other people that they should be looking after as well. Like, I think they can like go through the world like that and somehow, somewhere deep down, know that they can know that they're not doing a great job, you know? Like, I think it makes sense to me that he failed Mary so much, and then like the guilt of it, the guilt of choosing himself and choosing not to help her because he was too disgusted by the abuse she was going through. I think like it makes sense that he would go to Silent Hill, and like it was his like subconsciousness that started it rather than like his awareness or something. Hydrate, Frankie, thank you. Would he be able to save her though? By that point, Mary has already been poisoned for years. She'd probably still get sick. I don't know. I don't know how long the timeline was from him leaving her until she died. But she looked like healthy enough when like that interaction happened. Like I imagined it was like months of extra poisoning. I don't know. Adding the cult was a mistake because it wasn't fleshed out well. It meant James and Mary could not get married, which in my opinion did not really make me care for them as a couple. Gans should have chosen the cancer route and developed that instead. Yes, Michiko, you said this just before the break. Yes, I think not caring for a couple because they're not married, like that, like a couple being married or not married doesn't change much for me.
Something to take the edge off.
I think it's the level of commitment rather than the marriage itself. And I think the cancer route, as I say, I think the betrayal is larger because we were telling the story of a victim of abuse and he failed to be there for her, versus failing to be there for somebody who has cancer, because it being abuse, he has the power to remove her from the abusive situation, like to support her and get her out of there. But he was too disgusted, I guess. Whereas cancer, it's kind of out of James's hands. Like he's not a doctor and he can't heal. He can't fix cancer, but he can help get her out of an abusive situation. So I think it's more interesting. In a way, like not more like if he's choosing either one and he can't tell all the stories because there's just not time enough for all of them. I get why he chose Angela's story over Mary's. A lot of the cult scenes were trimmed for the final film. I hope they release the director's cut. Yeah. Like the cult was... Yeah, it felt like this weird in between where like I get why it was there, but it also felt like my instinct first was like, oh, I think it's like there's too many things going on, like we remove the cult. But I think removing the cult doesn't make sense when the idea is to heighten the abuse and make it so that he is disgusted by it. Like I understand why it was inserted, but yeah, I think maybe it was the lack of time, or maybe it was just like the flavor of it was a bit too much. I don't know. Sal, I'd love to hear a review from you if you ever do watch the first Silent Hill. Maybe I will. Yeah. Oh, Marina, thank you for subscribing, Marina. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to Hope Undying. I blame the Snyder Cut. I think a movie released in theaters that you pay a ticket to see should stand on its own and not need excuses or needing more scenes. Yes. I agree with that, Daisy Mailing. Yeah, and I was in the Snyder Cut, so... I should. The first movie is cool. Great, we can talk about it later. I think we can talk about our perception that the movie was like felt like too many things were being squeezed into a packet, where like a lot of things needed more breath. We can talk about that and acknowledge that the filmmakers wanted to say more, whilst also saying, well, you shouldn't try to have so many ingredients in a small bowl or something, you know? I'm mad the Maria and Jane jail cell scene wasn't in the movie. Yeah. I mean, there really wasn't room for it. Like, there wasn't room for the things that were in the film. Like, a lot of the things that were in the film were rushed. So, like, I think it's tough. Like, I've thought this a lot. Like, films... Like, I'm curious. I kind of want to go back and watch a lot of, like 90s and 2000s films and just see how they did it. Because we've all gotten so used to, like, the TV series format now, where things really have time to breathe. Where you can like focus on one part of the storyline and then the other part of the storyline and then slowly weave them together. There's a real art form to getting big stories into like 2 hours, let alone 90 minutes, which used to be the standard. 90 minutes is not a lot of time. I feel like a movie about Silent Hill should be a little over 2 hours long, and an hour and a half isn't enough, no. Yeah, the fact that there wasn't room for it, or the movie felt rushed, just shows that the same stories work better as video games, which is okay, of course, yeah. And which also, again, I feel like supports their decision to not try to get all the stories across. Like, they couldn't have done Eddie and Angela and Mary and Laura. Like, that's just impossible, I think. You can put a lot in a movie. Just watch films like Forrest Gump or Finding Nemo. A lot happens, yes. And like, I think that goes back to like what I talked about before, which I think is such a wild thing to be able to do, which is like deliver all the stitch work. Like, figure out how to say the least amount of things to say the most amount of things. And for it all to feel like it breathes enough and like naturally leads to each other. I feel like a good example of like stitch work that I feel is rushed is like CSI shows. Like, they jump to conclusions. There's not a lot of like brewing, you know, that happens in a CSI episode. It's like conclusions, like high points. And I feel like what I like about storytelling is just to watch something like brew and slowly grow. OG Maria hates bowling. Remake Maria hates movies. What does movie Maria hate? Good question. What does she hate? I don't know. Being stabbed. Unfortunately, now I see why the movie took so long to come out and why Konami didn't give it much support. I think they knew it was coming, unfortunately. What was your favorite moment from the movie? Mine was the crazy spinning shot in the elevator. That was a cool shot. Mine was Moth Mary. Like from the moment he's killed her until basically the end, like the whole ending. I liked watching the Bliss version of the first, like the scene of their first encounter. I thought they delivered it really well, that he was aware that he was in a delusion and he was so happy there, you know. I really liked that. Moth Mary literally made me cry in the theater. Yes, she was beautiful. And yeah, there's like, I feel like they really wrapped it up exquisitely, you know? The journey wasn't always to my taste, but the destination was wonderful. Mariposa. Mariposa! Loved the red in one of the door's windows. I can't remember the scene. Nodding to the save points. I missed that. That's lovely. That sounds lovely. One of Mary's scenes where I knew I should have cared, but they had absolutely no chemistry together, so okay, give us nothing. Oh, which scene was that? Phoenix Quill said it. Maria gets to kiss James in the film, unlike the games. Yes. I liked that because it felt like betrayal in a nice way. I think it would have been fun to film multiple endings and every viewing has a random ending. Maybe, yeah. I liked this. They kind of gave us 3. I also liked that, like, I know that, like, there was no dialogue between the remake for Silent Hill 2 and this film, but they both came up with a bliss ending. You know, the delusion. The soothing delusion. I'm also waiting for it in physical format to add to my collection, both the Amazon and Walmart versions. Hope it has Spanish subtitles at least. Oh, the film. Are they going to release it, like, as a DVD or VHS or something? According to Gans, he was forced by 2 of the producers to add the psychiatrist scene. They thought the story wouldn't work being just James's journey, giving him even less screen time to use. I did wonder, like, about, like, the 3 levels of consciousness. Like, I guess that is also a factor in the original game. We just never see the base level, which Laura sees, you know? We only see the first delusion and the otherworld delusion, whereas Laura sees the regular world. But, like, in this film, we also saw the regular world, which is where the psychiatrist was. I didn't hate it. I was okay with it, and I didn't feel like it took up a lot of screen time. And I also liked that he was, like, talking to his psychiatrist on the phone and then using the phone as a torch. Like, that felt really natural. A VHS would be cool, right? Because it did feel like a VHS. Like, there was, like, some retro vibes to it. Like, my husband, when I went to blow my nose, my husband was like, I need to go to bed, but that was really fun. And I also saw somebody comment on, like, how it felt like a retro vibe. And he was like, I just wanted to let you know, because I agree that, like, I saw that comment. And I think they're right. I feel like in some ways it felt like an older film. You still have a VHS player? Nice. Getting a small momentary peek into the regular world of Silent... Yes, was kind of neat. Yes, and it's still, like, up and functioning, it seems. Like, the Brookhaven Hospital looked great. It was fine, you know, which is eerie. Like, it makes it scary. For me, the worst part is that the thing about Mary's names and how they ruined Laura's character. I can accept the other stuff, but not that. Those 2 things are unacceptable. So the loss of Laura's character. Yeah. Laura's character wasn't there. But, like, the new Laura was, I think, there to remind us that, like, he was only prepared to be there for some versions of, like, Mary. He wasn't ready to be there for the abused child, you know. Like, he failed her. Laura is the innocence of the game story. Yes. I didn't catch on that the classic music that played during the end death scene was also playing on the portable radio at the start in the hospital otherworld. I remember that music. That's a really well-known piece. What was it again? Oh, she died at 3:18 and it was in room 318. I did notice that. There was a real moth that appeared when she died. All things James remembers. The moment she died. Yeah. I liked it. I liked that stuff. I'm just happy for Evie. Yes, Evie's great. She deserves all the good things. Would you recommend it to someone who has no idea about Silent Hill 2? Only if, like, they're into, like, horror, like, into, like, how do I say this? Because, like, the horror tropes, like, that's a type of, it's like recommending, what type of music? Like, metal, or like, type of music. Like, I won't recommend it to everyone. I'll recommend, like intense death metal to somebody who I think might be into intense death metal, you know. I'm not saying that the genre of this film is the same as intense death metal. Actually, I don't think it is. It's more like it makes me feel like it's kind of also made for people to watch at parties and be like, you know, like that type of horror trope stuff. Which I feel like it's just the genre, you know? And, like, that doesn't necessarily have to accompany the story that was being told. But that's the style that they chose. Icelandic death metal? I don't know very much Icelandic death metal. A movie for sickos and freaks? I don't know, I think just, like, it's a style. Like, people like different styles. And if you don't enjoy that, like, I think, like, that element is quite loud in the film. So then you're not going to enjoy the film. Speaking of death metal, shout out to any Skinless fans in the chat. Hello, Skinless fans. Laura, as a symbol of the town itself being able to speak to James, to shame him for what he's done and guide him to repent. I really loved what they did with Laura. It was cheesy sometimes, sure, but if you look past that cheesiness, she's really beautiful. My favorite line from the film was, "Nobody said it was going to be easy." Wait. I think I like that too. Guys, I wish we were talking about this, like, on the day that I saw the film. I saw it on Friday, and it's already, like, fading. Like, details are fading. But, I think you're right. I think that's what Laura was doing in the film. It was like the part of his subconscious, like, realizing or, like, being constantly reminded and poked about how he failed her. I'm telling you, I love this film, girl. Rewatch it. Great. I don't think Iceland has many death metal bands. The only one I know of is Gone Postal. I have a friend, my classmate from acting school, was in a band that I love. It's not a death metal band by any means, but it's called The Heavy Experience. I'm gonna see if I can find my favorite. Wait. YouTube. I'm gonna find my favorite song by them, The Heavy Experience. I think that's what they were called. Yes! In the Gulf. I'm gonna copy. Share. Copy link. I'm gonna share it in chat. There you go. That's my friend's band from my friend from acting school. All right, what do people say? Discussing without having watched it is so funny. Gotta have a watch party so we can discuss it more efficiently. Oh, you haven't seen it, Marty? Or Harvard's hasn't seen it. Who hasn't seen it? That's fun. Oh, Harvard's, you haven't seen it. I hope you get to. The mannequins would have been a better choice instead of the spider. Sorry, but the ass on the spider was back to front and made me laugh. I loved the spider. I thought it was really well made. And, like, I loved that, like, her face was Mars Cakes! Welcome. Welcome. Just chatting about the film. Oh, thanks, Marshall Dillon, for the streak. Thanks for the support. I will force Harvest to watch it with me, don't worry. Great, I'll watch it together. That's sweet. Yeah, I think you're in the same country. What was I going to say? Yes, I loved that this. Okay, what I loved about the spider was that,
Something to take the
and I
edge off.
feel like it really fits the themes. It was helplessly sexual. Like the spider's face seemed like asking for help almost. But then it was just like this like butt just like and these boobs, and they were just there like sticking out into the air, and the face wasn't going with it. And then we see pyramid heads. Like I really liked that. I thought that was great. It was so jiggly, but like, you know how I feel like that like speaks to, I think, many people's experience when they don't want to be sexualized, but they are, and it can feel so
I've missed you.
paralyzing, or like control is taken off of you. It's really not nice. And I liked it. That sounds disgusting, but like it fit the theme of the game movie. That sounds good in the horror aspect. I feel like it fit the theme of the movie, because we're watching, and she has Mary's face, and we're watching the story of a woman who, from when she's a girl, is abused, you know. Oh, Sundance Promises gifted a sub to Mars Cakes. Thank you, Sundance Promises. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope undying. And Louis XOXOXO resubscribed. Thank you, Louis. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope undying. What also moved me was the spider Mary Jane. I don't know why it seemed so tragic to me. Is it a different spider? Or is it the same spider I was talking about? All the monsters were great. The abstract daddy scene was really well done, and Mary reminded me of Laura Palmer. Yeah. After the hospital scene, I saw Maria got stabbed and killed. I reacted so bad. What I witnessed and hearing the sad music, I cried and cried and cried. I was also like, no fair. Hey, life is peachy. So sorry for all the gift sub notifications. Don't be sorry. Thank you. You're being so lovely. Don't be sorry. Thank you. Don't feel bad. You're being really sweet. And I know that everybody is very appreciative. Yes, look, they love you. They love you. All right. Is there anything? This is your first stream, Daisy? Oh, that's great. Yes, it's a lovely bunch of people here. I'm so lucky. The abstract daddy scene made me horrendously uncomfortable, but that was the point. So I'd say it was well done. The brief shot of James in the room with the metal pistons from the game just made me think how great it could have been if Gone stayed accurate to the original plot. It looked so good.
Something to take the edge off.
Akira's music when Mary transforms into a moth was beautiful and sad. Yes. Daisy getting a sub from Sundance Promises. Yay, Daisy. Thank you, Sundance Promises. I hope it takes the edge off. And here's to hope undying. Based on the way you have reviewed this film, I think you would enjoy the first one. Great. I should watch it. I'm enjoying chatting cinema with you guys. It's fun. Sal, I thought Mary's actress was the MVP of the movie. What do you think? I thought she was great. I think she did a terrific job, as did many, many other people in the film, including, I think there were moments as well that James did things that I was like, you know. Nersnaman Christ gave out a sub. to gelbe Seiten. Thank you, Nerves No One Christ. I hope it takes the edge off, and here's to hope one day. I feel like a watch party for the first movie on Discord could be fun. Yeah, I think you guys have done watch parties before, haven't you? You should invite Hera to the stream. That way we'd have a Mary from each universe. That makes me shy. I don't think I will. I respect her work, but I don't want to... That makes me shy. Yes, Ezio hosted one like a month or two ago. Yes, exactly. A watch party. It won't convince me to download Discord, but I do envy the watch party. Were you also on the DC Universe film Justice League? It was my favorite movie back in 2017, along with Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Technically I was, but they cut out like the singing part, so you can only see me kind of in the background. But I was credited. I got a credit for being in it. If you want to analyze this movie from the perspective of the game, it sucks. But as a casual horror B movie, it's pretty okay. I think that's a really big factor in all of this. Like, people who are going to the cinema to see their beloved story from Silent Hill 2, the game they've played again and again, the story that they've grown alongside for years or decades, like, they're going to be horrendously disappointed and even angry, because that's not the story. It's a different story. It's a remix. They're using ingredients from the original story to tell another one. And the new story has a lot of parallels, but it's not the same story. I was impressed with the Abstract Daddy, the room, and everything. It was a shame we only got 30 seconds of it, and nothing was mentioned about it afterwards. Is there anything? I'm trying to remember. I was going to write down, which is why I brought the paper. I was going to write down everything I wanted to chat about, but now my brain's foggy. Is there anything that, like, any of you want to discuss that I've not touched on? What did I think of the beard? Oh, yeah. The beard, like, the look could have worked, but, like, no, like, the line, like, they needed the straggling hairs, like, they needed, like, I don't know whether it was a budget or a time thing or both. Like, I've worn subpar wigs on jobs where, like, the hair and makeup department are all really bummed about the wig, but, like, it was something, like, to do with, like, changes in filming schedules and, like, the places that they could get wigs from within the time frame from the ordering of the wig, like. But yeah, the beard, like, it wasn't blended in. It was just very much like, but, like, the look itself, I think, worked. But, like, you can't, like, if it's supposed to be that he's not been taking care of himself, like, you need to add the straggly hairs and, like, down the neck as well. But instead we just had, like, a very neatly glued on beard with, like, a line, which, but, like, that doesn't affect, like, the story. The beard, like, I think, like, the beard could have been pulled off, but for some reason they didn't manage. It was a wig on Wheel of Time, yes. It was a very, very fancy, very well made, very expensive wig. That was a good one. That was a really good wig. I also don't understand Christopher saying that James Sunderland looks like Jim Morrison. What could that have to do with anything? Well, maybe that's just to do with, like, if you're making art, like, imagine you're making a painting. You put in things that, like, you think are exciting. So, like, this film had a lot of aesthetics in it that I'm guessing are just Christoph's taste. And like, they might not be everyone's taste, and that's fine. Like, that's gonna happen in everything, you know? But like, there was definitely like a tortured, like a kind of a retro type of character that I don't think we see as much anymore. Like this really self-absorbed, tortured artist. So I think maybe that has something to do with everything. What are your thoughts on the change on James as a failed artist instead of an everyday man in the game? I think failed artists can be everyday men. I don't even know if he's failed, you know? Maybe he was just like kind of doing okay. Like it seems like it was his job, so he will have been selling some of his art enough to live off of. I don't know. I'm like an everyday actor. I'm not like super famous. It's my job and I do it sometimes and it works, you know? I wouldn't say I'm failed nor super successful. I don't blame you for not remembering everything in the movie. I watched it the Friday before. Wow, yes. And I really wanted to pour my heart out on that movie then, yeah. I wanted to watch the movie a second time to make notes while watching the movie, but it wasn't showing in my local cinema. No, I think I caught like the second to last day. Or maybe Saturday or Sunday were the last days. My Wheel of Time wig was beautiful. It was beautiful. And like originally it was super long hair. It was super long hair and then they cut it. They cut it because the long hair didn't fit the character. And I mean, I think like that's kind of almost like blasphemy. Like to like manage to make a wig that's long, like that is that long. Like you need somebody, because this is real hair from real people. Like that's like a decade of growth. Like somebody grew a decade of hair, like sold it to a wig company, and then like they put it on me and they're like, oh, we have to cut it. Will I do a Silent Hill 1 movie review on here as well? Sure, I'm happy to do it. We have to like all decide then like when we watch it and then get together and chat about it afterwards, because I don't know if I can like, I don't think I can stream a whole film to Twitch. That's probably an issue, isn't it? Have you seen the countdown for Bloober Team's upcoming reveal? It's for a new horror game, it seems. No, I haven't. Where's the where's the countdown at? How far away? Is it going to be Silent Hill 1? Do you think? Are we going to get like a trailer? I'm really excited about what they'll do with Silent Hill 1. How could they? It's a crime against Wiggery. Exactly. I can stream it on Discord? Okay. I'm Discord phobic a little bit. It's scary to me. I don't know why. It's new. But maybe I'll get over it. Your BFF works for Bloober, and every time there was mention of Bloober, I'm like, yay, so proud. Yes. Yes, I'm proud of him too. You really like the 2006 movie? Is that the Silent Hill 1 film? Or is that Silent Hill 3? Discord link is expired? Ooh. Mods, can you get a new Discord link, please? If Bloober doesn't keep Harry's beautiful, clumsy movements from the original game, I swear to God. I'm boycotting. I'm actually curious about that. I don't know how they'll do it. Sybil looks so cool in the first movie. Yes, I have seen photos of her. I agree. She looks great. Sorry, I need to burp. I hope they add the Sybil scenario from Silent Hill play novel as DLC. Bloober Team has said it's not a remake. Oh, they're doing something else. Oh, great. Well, I've got like some Bloober Team games here that we could play as well. They gave me medium, I think. And maybe Layers of Fear. I can't remember. I've got them in a drawer somewhere. Wait, I've got them here. No. They're here somewhere. Okay, I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. Wait, are we no longer talking about the film? Should I remove the spoiler tag? Are we talking about the film? Here's a link to the countdown. 11 days, 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 44 seconds. Some things never leave the walls. They only learn to wait. Oh, beautiful. I think this looks really pretty. Never leave the walls. They only learn to wait. Interesting. Did they give you Silent Hill F2 or you bought it? No, I will buy it. I will buy it when we're ready to play it. I think I'm gonna take down the spoiler tag unless I get asked like other questions. I think the spoiler tag's down for now. The DLC will be Born from a Wish then? Oh no. No, I'm like I haven't read through my original Silent Hill 2 contract. But like, surely my NDA is only covering the game that I already did, that is out now, and then that everybody knows about. If the NDA that I signed back in like 2021 says that I also cannot confirm my lack of involvement in any other game, then I'm toast. Because I have. How much is the fish? Spoiler art, I will miss you every day. You are so beautiful and loved by me. That made me happy. That's cute. Maybe it's a DLC from Kronos. Well, does anybody recognize the phrase? That phrase, like some things never leave the walls, something? Did I see Jacob's Ladder? No. A lot of people have pointed out that I need to watch it. That was 84 minutes. Did I retell the whole movie? Well, I would have needed 120 for that, right? No, I didn't. We just chatted about some of the things at length. I think it's been nice. The fish name. Oh, wait! Yes! The fish! For Louisa! Of course. Okay. Well, how do you feel, Louisa? Like, I think, like, everybody chime in. Do we like Moth Mary as a name for the fish? Because I quite like it. Moth Mary. But I'm happy to brainstorm other ideas. Louis likes it. Siri likes it. Fish Mary. You're about to say Moth Mary. What type of fish am I naming? Louisa's fish. Louisa has gotten some fish, several fishies, and she's asked me to name one of them. Fisheria. I like it without knowing the context, yes. Moth Mary, flip it around, wicked witch, or however the saying goes. I don't know. It's probably a new original IP, but then again, I don't trust Bloober on saying it's not. Rule of Rose? They're just trying to distract me. What is Rule of Rose? Hydrate, Tino. Thank you. Guys, we chatted about the film and I forgot to have popcorn. Okay. I like Moth Mary, but I'm gonna brainstorm other things, because maybe that's... Hi, Ivan. I'm good. How are you? A refreshing 0.1% Coke. I'm a sociopath. Rule of Rose is an old horror game. Ooh, well that fits. That fits. Maybe they are just like redoing old beloved games now. A PS2 horror game celebrating its 20th anniversary in 2026? Well, great. They seem to be really good at remaking things. You're at work, Ivan? Oh, lovely. Thanks for checking in. I should play Rule of Rose. Beautiful name. Oh, Bloober said it's not. Okay. Okay. I'll have to play it eventually. You have the settings, obviously. Martin McFly, trusty tech whiz. It's a hard game. It's sweet or salty popcorn, Sal. It's both. It's both. I'm a sweet and salty gal. They never did, like, this is not, sweet and salty is not a thing in Iceland. So I can't remember where I had it for the first time, but it will have been like in my 20s. And I was like, what is this? Because I love sugar and I love salt. It's swalty. All right. I advise you not to eat popcorn throughout for fear of choking if you laugh uncontrollably. Throughout what, Lena? What was Lena gonna watch or do? I don't know. Doing my first ever piece of art right now. And it's of Mary and Maria. The stream has been the best pairing. Great. Sundance Promises. I'm not an artist. But I heard this one thing once and I'm going to share it with you. This is absolutely hearsay. I did not confirm this study or its findings. But I heard this somewhere at some point. I've retold this several times because it stuck with me because I like it. Apparently, they took like a bunch of people and they split them into two groups. And they were all going to learn how to do pottery. Group 1, they both got 1 week. Group 1 got the task of like, you have 1 week to make the most beautiful vase that you possibly can. 1 week to perfect this vase. And the other group was like, you have 1 week. And the person who makes the most vases wins. We don't care how good they are. Just like, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it passes for a vase, if we can put a flower in it, that's enough. Just make as many as you possibly can. So like group 1 was make the nicest one you possibly can. And group 2 was make as many as you possibly can. And at the end of the week, group 2 had so many vases that outperformed the perfectionist vase of group 1. Because if you spend all your time on trying to make your like first ever piece perfect, you learn much less than by like doing it again and again and again and again and again. So this might be a good story for somebody who's doing their first ever piece of artwork. I don't know. You did a Maria artwork and sent it in the Discord server before? Lovely. I want to go look through the artwork. Sal, I haven't seen the Return to Silent Hill film yet. Only scenes, that's why. Oh, it comes out here in 2 days. Yes, definitely looking forward to it now that I've heard so much about it. Thanks for choosing to be part of the chat. I think, like, I would have had fun watching it this way as well. Like, having a thorough chat with everyone first and then watching it. Because now you can see, like, how do you feel about elements? You know, how do they resonate with you? And that could be so different from other people. Go get dinner, Harvards. Strangely, no theaters near me have Return to Silent Hill playing yet. Yeah, I am lucky I'm in a big city. Perfectionism kills productivity and creativity. Better let loose and let the creativity and perfectionism come naturally. Yes. Yes, I think perfectionism is poison. Terrible poison. Oh, we've got an ad break coming up. I think I might snooze it. I don't think it's like past 11. I don't think we're going to play Silent Hill 4 tonight. But like next stream will be either tomorrow or Thursday. I need to check some things and I'll let you know in the Discord. And I'll do a Twitch story as well for those of you who don't have Discord. Oh shit, I forgot. We're streaming this. This is the wrong category, isn't it? I didn't do it right. Where is it? Where is it? Manage poll? No. Edit stream info. Oh no. Chats about the return to Silent Hill. Better late than never. Category just chatting. That's the one. All right. And Silent Hill 4, the room out. All right, save. Done. I don't know if that'll work to like tag the VOD correctly. Oh, 32 seconds. I'm gonna snooze the ads. Because I don't think we're gonna be going for that much longer. Yes, thank you, Kemi. Thank you. This happens to a lot of people. Good. I do think I'm one of the sloppier streamers around. I tell myself that, but maybe that's self-aggrandizing in a way, in a strange way. This has been the loveliest stream ever. I love just hanging out and chatting. I've really enjoyed this too. You do your best. I do, Grape Dog Moody. Thank you for recognizing it. Thank you. I'm gonna snooze again. Snooze it more. Yeah, now we got 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Delicious. Yes, this was a nice chill stream. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that somebody like is desperate to talk about regarding the film before we wrap it up? Yeah, TMA. I think I should watch the other films and we should talk about them. What kind of feeling did you go into the film? I think I was excited. I was excited, I think partly just because I was going with my husband on a date, like by accident, because like my friend who like had like we really wanted to go together. We just couldn't find a time that worked for both of us. But like this 10:15 a.m. screening at Westfield Mall in Stratford in London. It worked for both me and my husband. So we went on a little date whilst our son was at nursery. And like we went to this mall that we absolutely hate. And we had the theater to ourselves. And I don't know, it was new and fun. Oh, Chris Kafka, this has been so great. You have such great perspective and analysis. Thank you. Well, like this is co-created. Like it's a dialogue. Westfields, don't you mean West Fork? My friend set you up on a date. Oh, that's true. Well, actually, as a result, my friend and I are still, because we decided to go see a film together, we're still going to go see a film together, hopefully this week. Like another film. We haven't decided what. We've just decided to stick to a cinema date. So I'm getting more cinema out of this. What did my husband think of the movie? Good question. I'm going to put the spoiler tag back up. My husband loved the ending. He thought the cult aspect was like he didn't like it. He would like to remove the cult aspect. And he loved both the monsters, just like me. I was more okay with the cult aspect than he was, I think. He was like, like he wanted the story to be told without the cult. And what else? Anything else? I can't remember. That's kind of, I agree with him removing the cult aspect, yeah. I enjoyed the New Game Plus ending. Me too. I also went to see it at a mall I don't really like, because the theater I originally was supposed to see it at pulled the film at the last minute, did they? Ooh, drama. Yeah, no, this mall is just, you know, sometimes we gotta go there because there's something specific, you know, but I did marry a wise man. He's a cutie. Return to West Fork. Mutes my area is showing Mononoke Heim in 4K, so that is my theater wish for this month. Whether they get Return to Silent Hill, I don't know. You're into a minimalist sci-fi horror, Iron Lung is great. If you're into a minimalist sci-fi horror, Iron Lung is great. I think I am. I think the maximalism of this film was the part that wasn't my taste. You know, like, na 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 na, ha ha, you know, that type of stuff. I don't, like, to me, that seems like, kind of an in-joke. Not an in-joke, but like, yeah. Like an in-joke that other people are in on and I'm not in on it, you know? And I don't dislike it. I'm like, that's great for people who love that stuff, but for, like, that's never been my flavor. Like, imagine that I'm somebody who doesn't like spicy food, you know? I do love spicy food, but like, that's the type of thing. Like, I don't think it's necessarily bad, it's just not my taste. Which girl, which diagnosis that I love Mononoke? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. I think we should all watch Sinners. It's a fantastic film. That's one of the films I'm thinking about seeing with my friend. I would love to see it. Did you say you watched the movie at Westfields and Shepherd's Bush? I'm a lurk there now. Joking, of course. No, I didn't watch it there. I did play at the Bush Theatre though. So I used to be there quite a lot at the Westfield Mall in Shepherd's Bush because I'd go there for lunch a lot, or like in between two shows, like we'd have a matinee and an evening show, so like we'd go there and grab a bite to eat. I think Westfield and Shepherd's Bush is a little bit better than Westfield in what's the area called? Come on, Sal. Stratford. Yes, thank you, Michiko. Thank you, Sundowns. Yes, I went to the Stratford Westfield. And I don't live anywhere near there. It was just the right time screening, so we traveled to get there. Good night, Carrot Carrillo. Yeah, but the Westfield and Stratford is... Anyways, this isn't spoiler tag material anymore. Removing spoiler tag. I think we're going to wrap it up soon. This has been lovely. I'll put up a story on Twitch tomorrow telling you whether next stream is tomorrow evening or Thursday evening. Your poem! Louisa, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. How do you feel, before I do the poem, how do you feel about Moth Mary for your fish? Do you want a different name? Do you not like Moth Mary? Scorthan, I'm not playing for this stream. We talked for too long. We don't have time to play. I'm going to play either tomorrow or Thursday, and I'll put it in my Twitch story and on Discord. Moth Mary's perfect. Yay! I like it. I also feel like when things pop up straight, like the first idea is usually the best one. Tomorrow or Thursday? Yes, either tomorrow or Thursday. Okay. Me too. I'm looking forward to next stream too. Poor Silent Hill 4. Poor Eileen. Eileen's been like alone for a while now, whilst Henry's just napping. Anyways, we're gonna do a poem for Louisa. Louisa. Oh! I know we've named your fish, but if you have another fish, you could name it Born from a Wish. And you could call it You're Born from a Wish Fish. And watch it swish through the water with its friends, with other names that were given to them by your friends from other games, other worlds, families, schools, works. I don't know. But this stream's been fast and slow and chill and everything I willed it to be. You are a great community, and I appreciate our talks. We don't go on many walks. We do mostly sits. Some shits have been performed in chat. And I think that's fat with a PH. Does that mean good? I don't know. I'm not from the hood. I'm just a weird lady on a chair with long hair who likes a scary game. And I think many of you are the same. So, thanks for the stream. And if you are in your nighttime, I wish you a pleasant dream. Good night. Sit, shit, chat, fat. 3 out of 10 slugs. Yeah. Getting a new fish, so I'll call it Born from a Wish. I think that's funny. Born from a Wish fish. All right. Hell yeah. Let's look at who to raid. Who do we want to raid? Back to Twitch. Who do we have? Kitty Roar, Candy Quartz, Selena, Cosplay Let's Play, OG Brad Vickers, and the Ivory Towers. Or anything else. Anyone else you wanna D-chart games? See all suggested. Oh, I'm not here to collaborate, no. Good night, cheesy chicken. Anyone have a wish on where we should go? If you don't, I'm gonna send us to... Who was Selena? I feel like Selena was somebody I followed because somebody we raided was also raided by Selena. And they are like a retro game player or something, but they're playing just chatting. Ultimate Lee and S. Kennedy biceps, any percentage run. That's a good description. Should we go there? Selena Gomez. D-chart games are awesome. Okay, great. 3 people have asked for D-chart. No, many people have asked for D-chart games. Great. Let's do that. I don't have no idea what it is, but I'm copying it here. Good night, everyone who's going to bed. Let's see. How do I do this? I know how to do this. Creator dashboard. And we're gonna raid. Search filter. D-chart games. There we go. They're just chatting. Cozy games and mystery. All right. You have been chosen.
I've missed you too.
You have been chosen, D-chart games. Exit full screen. All right. I'm gonna give you a raid message. Thank you, Kemi. And here they are. There. Anyway, I'm glad you're live. There. Chat. There it is. Okay. Copy the raid message. Good night, everyone. Hi, Wings Cupid. Hi. Good night. Take care. Thanks for a lovely chat, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you, Louisa. Good night. Okay, let's raid. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, raid. There we go. I think we did it. And hello, YouTube. I'm going to read the comments for this one. There's no spoiler fear in me anymore. And I can't wait to, like, I'm sure I'll get some cool essays. Like, go wild. I'm curious to hear what you think. And thanks for listening. See you later.